Welcome back, you all. Time to get a little creepy again, but not full creepy. We are talking about video game hoaxes today. Now, there are a lot of video game hoaxes, but I have picked only the best ones for you after hours of research, so yeah, let's start. Polyus is a fake arcade game that some people made up as a joke. They said it was a secret experiment by the government to control people's minds with a video game. You know, FBI shit. They also said it had weird effects on the players, like making them sick or crazy. They even gave it a name that sounds like a Greek philosopher who liked puzzles and facts. But there is no evidence that the game ever existed. The first time anyone heard of it was on a website in 1998, and then in a magazine in 2003. The website and the magazine did not prove anything. They just made the story more popular. Some people still believe in the game or try to make their own versions of it. Most probably, such a game didn't exist, but I can't say for sure. Herobrine. Ah, the classic one. Let me refresh your memories. Appearing as a human-like entity with white eyes, he is often associated with strange phenomena such as tunnels, pyramids, and missing leaves. The origin of Herobrine is unclear, but there are several possible sources that influenced his creation and popularity. So what's his history? Let me tell you. The first known mention of Herobrine was in a post on 4chan's board on August 30th, 2010, where a user claimed to have encountered a mysterious character in their single-player world. The post included a screenshot of Herobrine staring at the player from a distance, and a story that claimed he was the dead brother of Notch, the creator of Minecraft. The next day, another user posted a similar story and screenshot on 4chan's board, a board dedicated to paranormal topics. This post also claimed that Herobrine was Notch's brother, and that he had received a message from him saying stop after posting about his encounter. These posts inspired a streamer named Copeland, who ran a popular Minecraft livestream channel called Brocraft, to create a series of hoaxes involving Herobrine. He used mods and editing to make it seem like Herobrine was in his world, and he staged several sightings and events to scare his viewers. He later admitted that these were fake, and that he was inspired by the 4chan posts. The Brocraft hoaxes generated a lot of attention and interest in Herobrine, and led to the creation of many fan-made stories, videos, images, and mods featuring him. Now, Minecraft sometimes makes references to Herobrine, but they never added it. Luigi in Super Mario 64. The Luigi hoax in Super Mario 64 is a long-running mystery and legend that has fascinated and puzzled many fans of the game. It is based on the idea that Luigi, Mario's brother and partner, is somehow hidden or unlockable in the game, despite being absent from the official release. The hoax has spawned many theories, rumors, clues, and attempts to find Luigi, but none of them have been proven to be true. The origin of the hoax can be traced back to a fountain in the courtyard of Peach's castle, where the game takes place. The fountain has a plaque that is illegible, but some players claim to see the words L is real, 2401 on it. This was interpreted as a hint that Luigi was real, and could be found by doing something in the game. Some speculated that the numbers 2401 meant 24 hours and 1 minute, or 24 stars and 1 coin, or 2401, the date of the game's release in Japan. Others thought that the plaque was just a random texture or a reference to another game. The hoax gained more popularity and credibility when the source code of Super Mario 64 was leaked online in 2020, along with many other classic Nintendo games. Among the files, hackers found textures and audio clips for Luigi, suggesting that he was indeed planned to be in the game at some point, but was scrapped due to memory limitations or other reasons. Some hackers even managed to reconstruct Luigi's model and make him playable in the game using the leaked assets. This discovery also sparked some conspiracy theories that the leak was predicted by the fountain, as the numbers 2401 matched the date and time of the leak, 24 years and 1 month after the game's release, or July 25, 2020. The Luigi hoax in Super Mario 64 is an interesting example of how a simple detail can spark a lot of imagination and curiosity among gamers. The hoax may never be fully solved or confirmed, but it will always be a part of Super Mario 64's legacy and history. No doubt. Next up, Save Aris. Final Fantasy fans, this one is for you. So the Save Aris hoax is a persistent rumor that claims there is a secret way to prevent the death of Aris, a major character in Final Fantasy VII, or to revive her after she is killed by the villain Sephiroth. The hoax has been around since the game's release in 1997 and has spawned many variations and theories over the years. Some of the most common methods that were suggested to save Aris are using a special item, such as scuba gear, a phoenix down, or a flower, obtained from various sources such as the Gold Saucer, the Mithril Caves, or the church in Midgar. Performing a specific sequence of actions, such as visiting certain locations, talking to certain NPCs, or winning certain battles, before or after Aris's death scene. Using a cheat device, such as a Game Shark, to modify the game's data or access the debug room, where Aris can be added back to the party. But none of these methods are actually possible in the game, and they have been proven to be hoaxes. The game's developers have confirmed that Aris's death was intended to be permanent and irreversible, and that there was no cut content or hidden feature related to her revival. Also, the game's data shows that Aris's character model, dialogue, and animations are removed or disabled after her death, and that there is no code or trigger for her resurrection. The game's logic shows that Aris's revival would contradict the game's story, themes, and mechanics, and that it would create many plot holes and inconsistencies. So there you have it. Next, Silent Hill. The Silent Hill ambulance ending hoax is a big hoax that circulated among fans of the survival horror game Silent Hill, released in 1999 for the PlayStation. Come on, I know you have played this game. The hoax claimed that there was a secret ending in the game, where the protagonist, Harry Mason, would be taken away by an ambulance after escaping the town of Silent Hill. The hoax was supposedly based on the presence of an ambulance parked outside the Alchemilla Hospital in the game, which some players speculated had a hidden function. But let me assure you that the ambulance ending was never confirmed by the game developers, and no evidence of its existence was ever found in the game data. The only official endings in the game are the bad, bad plus, good, good plus, and UFO endings, which depend on the player's actions and choices throughout the game. Things are spicing up. Next, Sparky the dog. Yes, finally some FNAF stuff. So Sparky the dog was created by a Tumblr user named Crow, who used to go by the username Bealard Names. Sparky was supposed to be a secret sixth animatronic in the original Five Nights at Freddy's game, a popular horror game released in 2014. Crow posted a drawing of Sparky and later a fake screenshot of Sparky peeking around a door in the game, which he claimed was taken by his friend. Crow also spread the rumor on other websites and forums, pretending to be a different person who found evidence of Sparky's existence. But the thing is, Sparky was never a real part of the game, and the screenshot was made by another Tumblr user named Nugan, who was Crow's friend, and helped him with the hoax. The game developers never confirmed or denied the existence of Sparky, which added to the mystery and speculation. The hoax was eventually exposed by Crow himself, who revealed the truth on Reddit in 2023. He said he was annoyed by Nugan claiming ownership of Sparky, and wanted to share his side of the story. He also said he was amazed by how long Sparky remained relevant and influential in the fandom. Sparky was iconic, but, sadly, not true. Next, some console beef. So there was a hoax that the Pikachu hates Sony, especially in the game Hey You Pikachu, released in 1998 for the Nintendo 64. The hoax claimed that saying the word Sony into the microphone that came with the game would make Pikachu angry and refuse to obey the player. The hoax was supposedly based on the rivalry between Nintendo and Sony and the idea that Pikachu was loyal to Nintendo and hated its competitor. But again, the hoax was never confirmed by the game developers, and no evidence of its existence was ever found in the game data. The only official reactions that Pikachu had to the player's voice were positive, negative, or neutral, depending on the context and tone of the words. It would have been crazy if this was true. Brutus, the bulldog. Brutus the bulldog was a rumored villager in Animal Crossing, a life simulation game series by Nintendo. According to the legend, Brutus was a very rare and mysterious character who would only appear at night and speak in a random pattern. He was also said to have the ability to delete the player's save file if they angered him or ignored him. The origin of this hoax was a mistranslation of the name of Mac, another bulldog villager, in the French version of the game. Mac was called Brutus in French, but some players thought he was a different character altogether. The hoax was further fueled by a gaming magazine called Electronic Gaming Monthly, which published a fake screenshot of Brutus in 2003. The magazine later admitted that it was an April Fool's joke, but some fans still believed in Brutus's existence. The hoax became a running gag in the Animal Crossing community, and some fans even created fan art and custom designs of Brutus. However, there is no official confirmation or evidence of Brutus ever being in the game. See, This is why I hate April Fools. Golden Warthog. Now some Halo hoax. The Golden Warthog was a supposed hidden vehicle in Halo 2, a first-person shooter game by Bungie. The Warthog is a military jeep that the player can drive in the game, and the Golden Warthog was a special variant that was allegedly gold-colored and indestructible. The hoax was based on a billboard in the game that showed a picture of a Golden Warthog with the caption, "Believe." Some players thought that this was a hint to a secret unlock method for the vehicle and came up with various theories and instructions on how to get it. Some of these methods involved completing the game on the highest difficulty, performing complex glitches, or waiting for a certain amount of time. However, none of these methods worked, and the developers confirmed that the Golden Warthog was not in the game. The billboard was actually a reference to a marketing campaign for Halo 2, which used the slogan "Believe" and featured a life-size model of a warthog painted gold. The hoax became a popular topic in the Halo community, and some fans even modded the game to create their own versions of the Golden Warthog. The hoax was also acknowledged by the developers in later games, such as Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo 5, which included the Golden Warthog as an Easter egg or a playable vehicle. I kind of liked this lore. It is rare for a Microsoft game. Okay, this one is a little crazy and serious, but here I am. The Columbine Doom map was a rumored custom level for Doom 2. The level was supposedly created by Eric Harris, one of the perpetrators of the Columbine High School massacre, which occurred on April 20th, 1999. According to the legend, the level was a recreation of the school, where the player could act out the shooting spree as Harris or his accomplice, Dylan Klebold. The origin of this hoax was a misinterpretation of a statement made by David Proctor, a former classmate of Harris and Klebold, who said that Harris had made a level in Doom that was Columbine High School. But Proctor later clarified that he never saw the level himself, and that it was probably a generic level that Harris had modified. But there's absolutely no confirmation of this. Waluigi. Waluigi in SM64D was a supposed hidden character in Super Mario 64 DS, a remake of Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo DS. The game featured 4 playable characters: Yoshi, Mario, Luigi, and Wario. But some fans believe that Waluigi, who often appeared as a rival to Luigi in other games, was also a secret character that could be unlocked. They based their theory on various clues, such as a blank door in the princess's room, a purple rabbit in the instruction booklet, and a billboard that said "Believe." Some fans thought that these were hints to a secret unlock method for Waluigi, and came up with various theories and instructions on how to get him. Some of these methods involved catching the purple rabbit, collecting all the stars, or performing complex glitches. Bad news? None of these methods worked, and the developers confirmed that Waluigi was not in the game. The hoax was based on fake leaks and doctored images and was also acknowledged by the developers in later games, such as Super Mario 64 DS Plus and Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which included Waluigi as an Easter egg or a playable character. There's another Mario hoax that's very popular: the Chocolate Factory level. The Chocolate Factory level is a rumored level in the game Super Mario Bros., supposedly based on the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The level is said to be hidden in the game's code and can be accessed by using a cheat device or a glitch. The level features chocolate-themed enemies and obstacles, such as chocolate bars, chocolate rivers, and chocolate pipes. The level is also said to have a secret exit that leads to a bonus world with more chocolate levels. However, there is no evidence that the level actually exists, and it is most likely a hoax or a fan-made creation. This is the case for almost all hoaxes. Now, it's GTA time. I'm excited. Ratman. Ratman is an urban myth that claims that a rat-like creature exists in Grand Theft Auto 4. Ratman is described as either a half-man, half-rat creature, or a hobo that can run very fast and attack the player. Ratman is said to live in the subway tunnels, especially near the Chinatown station. Some players claim to have seen or heard Ratman and point to various clues, such as orange liquid on the floor, graffiti on the walls, and news reports about a rat infestation. But still, there is no file or reference to Ratman in the game's code, and the myth is most likely a result of imagination and storytelling. Now some international warfare hoaxes. Literally. So, back in 2000, there were rumors and reports that the former Iraqi dictator tried to use Sony PlayStation 2 consoles to build a military supercomputer in the early 2000s. The PS2 was a popular gaming console that was released in 2000, and it had a powerful CPU called the Emotion Engine, which could process 3D graphics and images at a high speed. The Emotion Engine was considered to have potential military applications, such as missile guidance, image analysis, and nuclear test simulations. Because of this, Japan imposed export restrictions on the PS2, banning its sale to certain countries, including Iraq, Iran, Libya, and North Korea. But in December 2000, a right-wing blog called WorldNet Daily claimed that Iraq had violated the ban and imported about 4,000 PS2s, with the intention of using them to create a supercomputer that could control unmanned aerial vehicles or perform nuclear test simulations. The blog cited unnamed sources from US intelligence, and the story was picked up by several media outlets. However, there was no evidence to support the claim, and many experts dismissed it as implausible and exaggerated. The PS2 supercomputer idea was unlikely to work because the PS2 had limited memory and storage, which would make it difficult to run complex programs or store large amounts of data. The PS2 had a proprietary architecture and operating system, which would make it hard to program or interface with other devices. The PS2 had a low bandwidth and a slow network adapter, which would make it slow to communicate or transfer data between consoles. The PS2 also had a unique serial number and a copy protection system, which would make it easy to trace or disable by Sony or the authorities. While the PS2 was not used by Saddam Hussein to build a supercomputer, it was used by some scientists and researchers to build low-cost supercomputer clusters for academic and scientific purposes. For example, in 2003, the U.S. National Center for Supercomputing Applications at the University of Illinois built a cluster of 70 PS2s using a Linux kit provided by Sony to perform simulations and calculations. The PS2 cluster was cheaper and faster than some conventional supercomputers at the time, and it demonstrated the potential of using gaming consoles for high-performance computing. Seriously, PS2 was just crazy. Moving on to the Madden Curse. The Madden cover urban legend, also known as the Madden Curse, is a popular belief that being featured on the cover of the Madden NFL video game series will bring bad luck to the player in real life. The legend dates back to 2001, when Electronic Arts, EA, started to use images of professional football players on the cover of its games, replacing the previous image of Coach John Madden. According to the legend, many of the players who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL suffered from injuries, poor performance, or other misfortunes in the following season or seasons. Some examples of the alleged victims of the Madden Curse are Dante Culpepper, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2002, suffered a knee injury and missed most of the 2001 season. Marshall Faulk, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2003, had a decline in his statistics and never rushed for 1,000 yards again. Michael Vick, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2004, broke his leg in a preseason game and missed most of the 2003 season. Donovan McNabb, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2006, had a sports hernia and missed 7 games in the 2005 season. Sean Alexander, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2007, fractured his foot and missed 6 games in the 2006 season. Brett Favre, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2009, retired from the Green Bay Packers and then unretired to join the New York Jets, where he had a disappointing season and a scandal involving inappropriate messages. Troy Polamalu, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2010 along with Larry Fitzgerald, sprained his knee in the first game of the 2009 season and missed 4 games, while Fitzgerald had a productive season. Peyton Hillis, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 2012 after a fan vote, had a hamstring injury and a strep throat that caused him to miss 6 games in the 2011 season, as well as a contract dispute and a decline in his performance. Adrian Peterson, who appeared on the cover of Madden NFL 25, was indicted for child abuse and suspended for most of the 2014 season. As someone who plays Madden regularly, it's always interesting to see if this curse is still working, and according to me, it kind of stopped working since Madden 20 when Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl. Pokemon time. So there's a hoax that claims that the original background music of Lavender Town, a location in the Pokemon Red and Green games, caused hundreds of Japanese children to commit suicide or suffer from various illnesses in 1996. The legend says that the music contained a high-pitched tone that only children could hear, and that this tone affected their brainwaves and drove them to madness. The legend also says that Nintendo covered up the incident and changed the music for the international release of the games. But to spoil your fun, It is a fictional story that was created by internet users in the early 2010s, inspired by the creepy atmosphere of Lavender Town and the real-life incident of the Electric Soldier Porygon episode of the Pokemon anime, which caused some viewers to have seizures due to flashing lights. There is no evidence that the original Lavender Town music caused any harm to anyone, and the changes in the music were normal adjustments for localization. The music was composed by Junichi Masuda, who allegedly wanted to experiment with binaural beats, a phenomenon that can alter the listener's mood or perception by playing different tones in each ear. The music was different in the red and green versions of the game, and the red version was more harmful because Masuda had a grudge against the color red due to his childhood bullying. The music contained a hidden message that could be seen by running it through a spectrograph, a device that shows the frequency spectrum of a sound. The message was either a ghostly image of a Pokemon, or the word "Leave Now" spelled by Unknown, another Pokemon. Moving on to Tomb Raider, or I should say Nude Raider. This hoax claimed that there was a way to make Lara Croft, the protagonist of Tomb Raider, appear naked in the game. The hoax was spread by magazines, online forums, and word of mouth. However, the Nude Raider code was never true and was never intended by the developers. In fact, the developers were annoyed by the hoax and added a shower scene at the end of Tomb Raider 2, where Lara shoots the player for trying to spy on her. There's another hoax like this, but for James Bond. Nude Golden Eye. This hoax claimed that there was a way to make Natalia, a female character in GoldenEye 07, appear naked in the game. The hoax was based on a glitch that swapped the textures of her clothes with the skin texture of her hands and wrists, making her look like a peach-colored blob. The hoax was also spread by magazines, online forums, and word of mouth. However, the Nude GoldenEye code was also never true and was never intended by the developers. This video is incomplete without a Zelda entry, so let me present you with one. Back in the early 2000s, a rumor started spreading among fans of the Legend of Zelda video game series about a secret Sky Temple area in The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. This rumored area was said to be accessible by performing an elaborate sequence of tasks, including getting through supposedly glitched or hidden walls. The main source behind the original Sky Temple rumor seems to have been a Spanish Zelda fan site. In a very convincing-sounding post, the creator of the site claimed they had used GameShark codes and other hacking methods to discover a secret Sky Temple area intended for the final build of Ocarina of Time, but ultimately left unfinished and inaccessible through normal play. The supposed instructions for accessing this hidden temple involved tasks like playing certain songs in a specific order, collecting silver rupees within a time limit, and blasting open sections of what should have been a solid wall in the game. Video game magazine Nintendo Power was even said to have removed references to the Sky Temple from their Ocarina of Time strategy guide before publication. This rumor understandably went viral within the passionate Zelda fan community in the early internet era. Many spent hours following the fake steps trying to get into the non-existent Sky Temple, fruitlessly, of course. The creator of the Spanish site eventually admitted they had made up the rumor just to see if they could convince people. So the Sky Temple joins the ranks of many other video game urban legends, and proves just how convincing some internet hoaxes could be, even back then. It all was some made-up bullcrap, but hey, at least it gave some interesting lore. So these were some of the most interesting hoaxes in the video game world, and I want to ask you something. Is there any lesser-known hoax I missed that you know? Please comment that down. I would love to read that. Finally, if you enjoyed the video, just make sure to subscribe to the channel. That would actually mean a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.